Hey, do you guys want to do something fun? I think that this article that I just came across is a good way to just have fun with the opinions of wrestling fans. I'm going to need you, well, hopefully I can get you guys' feedback because I'm going to need some participation from you, the viewer, so that I could probably make a remix of this. I came across an article titled The 10 Best World Champions of the 2020s, ranked by skill. And before I even get started, I already know that they're going to get this wrong. By the way, if you are new, I do wrestling content 4 times a week, working on getting it daily. So if wrestling's your thing and you just want to hear different opinions, different takes, my job is to get you to just view things from a different perspective, even if I don't believe them myself. It's my job to try to convince you to think about wrestling a little bit differently. So if that's your thing, subscribe to the channel. And for all of my returning viewers, drop a like on the video. I'm sure that you guys will have fun with this one. Also, I do have a channel member section where we have channel member exclusive content for the people that want to support above and beyond. There is a link for that in the description and a join button right under the video. But for now, let's get into this. So I'm going to read this the way that they actually set it up. It starts off, as spring training heats up and the Major League Baseball season begins, teams are looking at their top prospects. All right, baseball, cool. Each prospect is graded by their skill levels, and the top prospects are called 5-tool players. Those 5 tools are batting average, power, speed, fielding, and throwing. If we were to apply the 5-tool player method to professional wrestling, it would be in-ring skills, promos, storytelling, charisma, and look. When we apply all 5 of these categories, we can see the total skill set of pro wrestlers. Okay. I like the concept. I could mess with the concept. I might even do my own personal top 10, but for now, I am only going to talk about their top 10. And as I give their top 10, I want you guys to do the same in the comment section below. Give me your top 10, and I want you to rank them from a scale of 1 to 5 with the 5-tool player method. Continuing on, if we apply that method to the best professional wrestling world champions of the 2020s, we can accurately define the most skilled champion. No matter the location of the superstar, WWE, AEW, or any other major promotion, the 5-tool method will show us the most talented stars from around the world. Spoiler alert, they don't have anybody from New Japan on here, or TNA. Let's just get that out the way. So the person that they have in the number 10 spot is 5-time champion in the 2020s, Jon Moxley. So this is COVID going forward. So in the past 5 years, Jon Moxley, they have Jon Moxley has dominated AEW since their launch into professional wrestling. The former member of the Shield has been one of the brightest stars in AEW. While some fans feel Moxley has grown stale, there is no denying the impact in the world title picture during the 2020s. I agree. Moxley may not do anything at an elite level, but all of his skills are above average. He is a great storyteller, both inside the ring and out. His overall in-ring ability may not be of the level of others on the list, but he is truly one of the modern-day leaders of hardcore wrestler. So for Jon Moxley, they have in-ring skill at a 4. They have his promos at a 4. They have his storytelling at a 4.5, meaning inside and outside of the ring. They have his charisma at a 3.5. Okay. And they have his look at a 4, totaling 20 points out of a possible 25 points. So if I were to take Jon Moxley and grade him on this curve of these tools, in ring, I would give Jon Moxley a 3. I would give Jon Moxley, and that's mainly based off of his hardcore style and what he's been able to do in AEW and outside of AEW. I'll give him a 5. We didn't really get a return of him to New Japan. If we were to include his New Japan stuff, which was pre-COVID, I would bump him back up to that 4, if not a 4.5. I really love the work that he did in New Japan, but we ain't here to talk about that time play. Then we talk about his promo. See, Moxley's promo is weird. I would agree with them on their 4, because if you give me backstage Moxley, pre-tape Moxley, I'd give him a 5 all day. But once he gets in that ring, a lot of times he stumbles and fumbles over his promo. I would drop it down. So in the ring, I would say his promo is about a 3. Out of the ring, his promo's a 5. So putting him at a 4 is pretty accurate for me. Storytelling, again, inside and outside the ring, they got him at a 4.5. I would say, again, his storytelling outside of the ring and the build up to matches, he's up there. I would give it does he get you invested and engaged into his story? I would say yes. I don't know much about the Death Riders, so I can't say on that one. So I'm pre-Death Rider with this one. So I'll say outside of the ring storytelling, I would go with a 4.5. But once he gets in the ring, you got to tell a story in between the ropes as well. And again, I'm going to drop him back down to, I would go 3.5 there. Let's grade him on a curve and say 3.5. And it's because his skills in the ring have largely diminished as far as being able to tell a story in ring. And I would think that the Death Riders killed that off. Charisma, they have him at a 3.5. I would go with a 4.5 there. Again, it's starting to peel back a bit on the charisma. He's starting to get a little worn out as far as his connectivity with the crowd, but he still has a crowd demand, even with the Death Riders thing. So I'd go 4.5 on his charisma. And his look, I personally like the look. It's not something that's over the top. It's just a straight up, what you see is what you get with a Jon Moxley. No nonsense. I like the look. I would go with a 5 on the look. So let's total me up. In ring, I gave him a 3. Promo, I gave him a 4, getting us to 7. Storytelling, I believe I gave him a 4, gets me to 11. Charisma, did I go with a 4? I should write this stuff down. But let's say I went with a 4 on charisma, getting me to 15. And look, I went with a 5, getting him to 20. So we went around the block and we still got back to 20 with Jon Moxley. So that's their number 10. Their number 9. And oh boy, this is where I had a problem. Bianca Belair, or Bianca Blair to the NXT people. Bianca Belair is truly the EST of WWE. So if she's the EST of WWE, in their opinion, then she should be the highest on this list in WWE. That remains to be seen. The 35-year-old wrestler has climbed to the very top of the World Wrestling Entertainment. Belair is an elite in-ring competitor. Her athleticism and moveset jumps off the screen when she is in a match. I agree. She combines her athletic gifts with an over-the-top look that is highlighted by her braid that can be a whip at any moment. Belair has improved on the mic, but doesn't always come across as comfortable. I disagree. That should be a skill set that continues to develop, as she is destined to stay in the main event storylines for the next several years at least. So they have her in-ring at 5. I'll go 5 as well. I don't typically see Bianca making many, if any, mistakes at all in the ring. She's usually pretty smooth. She can dominate a match. She can sell. She could pretty much do anything that you want her to do, but she is much better in a dominatory role. Her promo, they have at a 3. From what we've seen recently, great improvements, but to me, she was already at a 4. I will give her promo, because it matches her character, I'm going to go with a 5 on her promo. Gonna go with a 5 on her promo, because now she's gotten into the art of storytelling in her promos that makes you want to buy into what her character is and what her story is. Her character is developing. I never found a problem with her promos, even down in NXT. If you just take Bianca as what she is, like this is who she is as a character, she doesn't fail in promos. Storytelling, same thing. Her storytelling has developed inside the ring. Can she tell a story in the ring? I'd go with a 3.5 on an in-ring storytelling, because it's pretty much just, I'm better than you. So, you don't really have much to work with there as far as storytelling in the ring. Outside of the ring, again, 3.5 is what it was, because you didn't really have much storytelling to do with her. But what we see with her doing with Jade and Naomi, some people, is a very small, minute amount of people that would disagree with me. I think that stuff is perfect, and it's elevated her to, I will go with a 4. Until she can tell a story in the ring, and this isn't her fault, but until she could tell a story in the ring, I'm going to go with a 4. Her charisma, we're going 5. I'm not messing. They got a 4. I'm not messing around with that. I'm not messing around with their look. How you going to give Bianca's charisma a 4? What? How you give her, she's probably the most charismatic. Let me think. I think she's the most charismatic woman on the roster. Nothing to think about there. Continuing on. Her look, we're going with, again, a 5. Gotta go with a 5. So they got her total at 20. because they have her in-ring at 5, her promo at 3, her storytelling at 3, her charisma at 4, her look at 5. I'm going in-ring 5, promo 5 for her character. Storytelling, she's improved a lot based on what they've given her. I'm going 4. Her charisma, 5. Her look, 5. She's very unique. She stands out. Come on, though. We're not doing this. So we are totaling Bianca out at 24, whereas they got her at a 20. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So we got Bianca at 20. We got Moxley. No, we got Bianca at 24. We got Moxley at 20. So I'm going to re-rank these based off of what they have. Or I'm going to re-rank the people that they have based off of my ratings. Up next at number 8, we have Will Ospreay, one-time champion. Wait, how many times did Bianca win the championship in 2020s? 3-time champion. Okay. All right. Will Ospreay. It seems like a mistake that AEW hasn't capitalized on the popularity of the aerial assassin and given him a run with their world title. Yeah, well, I guess they're trying to put over their mid-card titles. Will Ospreay is simply one of the best, if not the best, in-ring wrestlers in the world today. What has surprised many American viewers when experiencing Ospreay is the outrage amount of charisma and storytelling he brings to the ring. Currently, Ospreay has only one IWJP World Heavyweight Championship on his resume. I don't know what title that is, but he seems destined to fill up the rest of the 2020s with a plethora of world titles. The best Will Ospreay has yet to come. I disagree. I think that we may have seen the best of Will Ospreay, but he's still primed out right now. He's still primed out. In ring, they went 5. I'm going 5. There's no debate on that one right there. This guy is perfect in the ring. And I'm not even talking about moveset. His ability to tell a story in the ring as well. We'll get there. His promo, they got him at a 3.5. I'm dropping him to a 2. His promos are horrible to me. Horrible. So we got 5, 2. All right. Storytelling, they have him at a 4. I'll also give him a 4. Out of the ring doesn't really invite me into caring too much about his matches early in the 2020s, but that's solely based on the stuff that he was doing in Japan. It was in Japan, the matches pretty much build themselves, so he didn't really have to do much storytelling with that. But in the ring is where he shines in storytelling, which, that's pretty much a 5 across the board. So with his storytelling, I agree with their 4. Charisma. They got him at a 4.5. Charisma. To me, and maybe he's getting better, but to me, charisma, I would go with a 3.5 on his charisma. And that's because, I feel like that when I look at Ospreay, I feel like he's trying to get his charisma over, but it still isn't hitting for me at the very least. And maybe it's because I haven't really been watching his AEW run. So a lot of what I'm saying about Ospreay is based off of what I've seen of him in Japan. 3.5 for me, dog. The look, they got him at a 4.5. I'll concur. As a matter of fact, I'll give his look a 5. He's very much so into his character. The look matches the character. Yeah, I'm going a bit above on what they have on that one. So with Ospreay, they gave him a 21.5. I got him at 19.5. Ooh, I got him under Moxley. Wow. All right. We ain't going to sit here and go back and forth about that. Let's move along before I get assassinated here. Number 7, they have Charlotte, the 14-time champion. This should be fun. All right. Charlotte Flair is one of the most decorated superstars in WWE history. The former WrestleMania main eventer has been and will continue to be top woman in the WWE throughout the 2020s. Flair is elite in almost every category. Her look and in-ring ability cannot be outdone by anyone on the roster. As a babyface, Flair can leave a little to be desired as far as promos and storytelling. Yet, a natural heel, Flair is currently gunning for her 15th world title at WrestleMania during her feud with Tiffany Stratton. Flair seems to be locked to even surpass her father's 16 world championships. All right. Let's look at the numbers. In ring, they have her at a 5. Until Charlotte could hit that moonsault, I got to give her a 4.5. Until she could hit that. Granted, I think Charlotte is excellent in the ring, but she's not the cleanest. That moonsault is bad. Her working punches are horrible. She cannot throw a punch to save her life. Her chops are silly looking. Her hair's always flying back. It just looks a mess with that. But her technicality, her technical wrestling is top tier. So I'm going to give Charlotte a 4 on the in-ring. Her promo. See, as a babyface, her promos are very weak. Very weak. As a heel, she can get her shit off, but sometimes she becomes very monotone. So to that, I'm going to give her promo. I'm going to give her promos a 3.5. I wanted to go with her 4, but as a babyface, they're really bad. Storytelling, they have her at a 3.5. Gonna drop her storytelling to a 2.5. I'll go 2.5 on her storytelling. And it's because outside of Ronda and Becky, maybe Sasha, I never really felt like she told a compelling story to build up her matches. Like if she's working with anybody else, not really all that compelling. Maybe with Rhea a little bit, but then her in-ring storytelling. Again, she can work, but can she tell a story in the ring? They really haven't given her a story to tell in the ring. And the times that she has, nah. The 2.5, it stands. I'm sorry. It's charisma. I'm going 5. She got charisma. It looks really, really good charisma. And her look, I gotta agree. Gotta go with a 5 on the look. See. All right. They got Charlotte at 21.5 points. In-ring 5, promo 5, storytelling 3.5, charisma 4, the look 5. 21.5. And for me, I have 20 for Charlotte. 20. 4 on the in-ring. 3.5 on the promo. 2.5 on the storytelling. Charisma 5. Her look 5. We got 20 for Charlotte. Oh boy, this is going to be bad. Number 6 is Roman Reigns. Oh, this is getting nasty. If you got Roman at 6, your 5 got to be crazy heat. And I don't see where you could go to. All right, let's see. Roman Reigns, 6-time world champion. The original tribal chief has been the most dominant world champion of the 2020s. Roman's reign has become the top star in the business. Reigns has become an elite storyteller. His character development during the tribal chief run has moved him into the greatest of all times conversation. At a chiseled 6'3", I don't think he's 6'3" for real, 265 pounds, Reigns jumps off at the screen with his look and his confident charisma. Reigns has come a long way in his promo skills and is now one of the strongest speakers on the roster. All right, y'all already know. Y'all gonna call me. Y'all gonna say I'm glazing. I'm gonna try to be extremely unbiased on these numbers, by the way. While Reigns' in-ring skills can be somewhat predictable, his high-impact style most definitely pops in the ring. Just shy of his 40th birthday, Reigns doesn't show any decline in his skill set. In ring, they got Roman at a 4.5. I'm going to go with a 4. I'm going to go with a 4 because the moveset can be mundane, but for his character, he does exactly what he's supposed to do. The same way that John Cena says you get nothing because you want him to be something and he's turning character, you get nothing, meaning he's forcing what he is upon you now. Roman Reigns' character forces who he is in the ring, but I'm going with a 4. They got him at a 4.5. I'm going 4. His promo, 4.5. I'm going 5. Fuck out of here. Roman's pretty spotless on the mic at this point. He's pretty spotless. He controls the crowd, everything. No, I'm going 5. And he's been able to hold longer promos now that he's into his actual character. Storytelling, 5. Gotta agree with him. I gotta agree. I'm giving him a 5 too. Charisma, 5. Come on, bro. They gave him a 4 on charisma, huh? The look, 5. Bro, I got Roman at a 24. They got Roman at a 23. In ring, they gave him a 4.5. Promo, they gave him a 4.5. Storytelling, they gave him a 5. Charisma, 4. Look, 5. They got him at 23. I got Roman at a 24. Nearly perfect. Right there with Bianca Belair. Number 5, Toni Storm. I should stop this video right now. Swear to God, I should stop this video right now. Even though the numbers are the same, you got to flip-flop them. You can't put Toni Storm over the Roman and the Reigns. You can't do it. The next one is 23 as well. You can't do... Toni Storm, 4-time world champion. WWE clearly did not see Toni Storm as a popular world champion in the 2020s when they granted her the release in the 2021. Yet the AEW versions of Toni Storm has reached an elite, no pun intended, level. Storm has become the top storyteller in all of professional wrestling. Her timeless gimmick and feud with Mariah May has simply been the best storyline in AEW. Storm draws attention with her look no matter the character she's playing. Her charisma is undeniable. Storm has some limits in ring, but still displays more than average ability. Storm's rise in AEW opens her up to continue to reach new heights throughout the 2020s. All right, let's get to it. Toni Storm, in ring, they got her at a 4. The Toni Storm that I know, which is the early 2020s and the late 2010s, but we're grading on the 2020s. I gotta go with Toni Storm being, I think that she can be a pretty technical wrestler, but right now she's wrestling within her gimmick. And just like Roman wrestling within the gimmick, if that's the case, I gotta say it both ways. However, I'm gonna go with Toni Storm. I'm gonna give her a 4. I'm gonna give her a 4. Her promo, I like her promo. Her delivery of her promo is really good. Really, really good. I'm going with a 5. They got her at a 4. Storytelling, 5. I'm going to agree. Holy shit, what am I doing? Her charisma, 5. I can't fight this. I can't fight this. Her look, 5. Her character, it goes along with her character. It's perfect. But when I look at her from the front, she looked crazy from the front, dog. I gotta go with a 4.5. She looked crazy from the front. Like, that body is nuts, bro. She gotta get in the gym. All right. So they got her at a 23. Again, her in-ring and promo, they got both at a 4. Her storytelling, charisma, and look, they got 5s across the board on that for 23. I have her at a 23.5. Wow. I didn't think that I would get her that high. I went into that thinking that I was going to get Toni Storm at like a 20, 21 the most. But within character, she's delivering pretty hard body with her character, bro. You can't deny it. Number 4, Kenny Olivier, 2-time world champion. Period. In AEW, that is. The best bout machine has made All Elite Wrestling his home during all of the 2020s. During that time, Omega has added one more world championship to his impressive resume. Yet, truly, Omega has been underutilized in AEW. Omega has an elite skill set in every aspect of professional wrestling. His in-ring skill set is arguably the best in the world. Yet, Omega also displays an off-the-chart charisma that attracts fans to him. Omega has been wrestling for over 25 years. Yet AEW will be wise to add another run or two with the world title during the rest of the 2020s. Omega is the definition of elite. I agree largely with what they're saying here. Now, a lot of people have been watching Omega a lot longer than me. I started watching Omega during Wrestle Kingdom 9 when he was up against Taguchi back in 2015, I believe it was. So for about 10 years, like that right there caught my attention. It was also at that time where I believe he was pretty new in the Bullet Club. And that's when I had to start paying attention. And boy, oh boy, once AJ left, it was up for him at that point. However, by the time he got to AEW, it was a different Kenny Omega than the big bout machine that we saw in New Japan, especially with that trilogy he had with Okada. So let's get to the numbers. His in-ring they have at a 5. I do not disagree. Nothing to talk about there. That dude, top of his, any era, any time in his career, that dude is a 5. His promo they have at a 4. You see, this is where you lose me. I hate his promo. I absolutely hate how he talks. You know what? I'm going down to a 2, not even a 2.5. I can't stand how he talks. He talks like some sort of character, villain, whatever it is that he sees in anime. Kenny Omega talks as though he should have his hands in his pockets. It talks weird. So I'm going with a 2 on that one. Yeah, I might mess with his promos. I'm not that guy. Storytelling, 4. I'm going with a 5 on his storytelling. His in-ring storytelling is so good, you probably can go up to a 10. Even if there's no build-up to his storylines. Let's say his storyline build-ups was at a 1. His storyline or his storytelling in the ring is so good, he's still going to land at a 5. It's so good. His charisma, I agree. I'm going to go with a 5. Very charismatic. And his look, I'm also going to go with a 5. Kenny Omega's look is Kenny Omega's look. But that gives Kenny Omega a 22 in my book. So for me, I have a 5 in-ring, promo at a 2, and then the rest at a 5. For them, they have in-ring 5, promo 4, storytelling 4, charisma 5, his look 5, giving him 23. I got him at 22. If only he could cut better promos, he would be like Roman Reigns. Number 3. Now, this is where we get disrespectful. This is where it's getting disrespectful. This is see, this right here is where you do the stuttering. Becky Lynch, dead ass. Yo, when did this overhype? I know when it started. Why did this overhyping of Becky Lynch continue? Is she still riding off of Nia Jax busting her face open? Now, granted, she was the man. It worked for a year. Yet for some reason, there are still people out there that think that this is the top woman. Like, no. Well, actually, no, because we got 2 more people. Becky Lynch's impending return is one of the most talked about rumors in WWE today. No, it's not. That's a lie. It's a lie. The former WrestleMania main eventer is one of the most popular professional wrestlers in the world. Is she? Is anybody running around seeking Becky Lynch pictures just to see like what she's been up to as a mom? Like dead ass? Lynch started referring to herself as the man back in 2018, and that storyline has kept her at the top of any card she has appeared on in the 2020s. That's true. It's overstayed its welcome. Lynch is an elite story to... This is just fabricating. This is fabricated. This is disgusting work at this point. Lynch is an elite storyteller and has such passion that fans connect to the Irish lass kicker. While Lynch has spent some of her time on projects outside of the ring and raising a baby, it seems near the time for the return of the man. Whatever is next for Becky, expect fans to be highly interested. No, man. No, them crowds was dying on her. Matter of fact, and I'll tell you why. In the ring, they got at a 4.5. I'm giving her a smooth 3. And I'm being generous. A smooth 3. Becky's stupid boring in the ring. Stupid basic. Now, while Roman can be basic because that's what matches with his character, Becky, that's not her character. It's not her character to be boring. I still, to this day, say that NXT Becky is miles ahead of WWE main roster Becky. She was way better in NXT. Now she's just getting over on her 3 moves of doom. Her promo, they got at a 4.5. No. 2.5. They playing with me. They playing with me, cuz. Hey, cuz, they play storytelling. Oh, they gave her a 5. No. What storytelling? What story is she telling? That she's the man? Like, what's the in-ring? What story? No. 2. No. The disrespect has to stop. The glaze has to stop. The Glaze-a-thon has to stop with Becky Lynch. And I'm going to put an end to this shit. Her charisma. I'll go for. I'll be legit. They gave her a 5. They gave her a 5 storytelling and a 5 charisma. And then her look, they gave her a 4.5. I'm going to give her look. It's a pretty mundane look. I'll give her a look of 3.5. I'll give her a look of 3.5. Because like what's Becky's character? You know what I'm saying? Is her character like just the man? Like, what's her character? And character is supposed to sometimes determine your look. Like, Becky's just there. She's generic to me. It's very generic. I mean, she got orange hair, so there's that. Like, when Becky goes and she goes to the middle ropes and she puts her arm in the air for the people to cheer on, I swear, it's as if nobody react. What are they talking about? They got her in-ring at a 4.5, promo at a 4.5, storytelling at a 5, charisma at a 5, and they got her look at a 4.5, totaling her out to 23.5. Me? Wiser? I got her at a smooth 5, 14, 18. I got her at a smooth 19.5. I got her at a 19.5. How the hell did Ospreay get down to 19.5? Do I have to recalculate Ospreay's numbers? How do I get him down to a 19.5? I'm not going to recalculate his numbers, but if y'all do his numbers, like recount Ospreay's numbers for me, because him being at a 19.5 is kind of crazy. Do I really have Becky at a 19.5? I feel like I got this wrong. 3, 5.5, 7.5, 11.5, 14.5. Okay, I counted Becky wrong. I got Becky at a 14.5. For some reason, I threw an extra 5 in there. I got Becky at 14.5. Sorry, Becky, you trash to me. 14.5. If Becky's y'all girl, I feel you. You know, you like who you like. Oh, and then right behind her, they got Monday Night Rollins. Somehow they got Rollins ahead of Roman. Let's see how. Let's see how they pull this off. Speaking of Becky Lynch, her husband, Seth Monday Night Rollins, is the most skilled world champion of the 2020s in the men's division. The former Monday Night Messiah has stayed atop the card in WWE throughout the decade. Rollins has the right to claim the best in the world. Sorry, CM Punk. Rollins does everything at an all-time great level. His connection with the WWE fan base is undeniable. While Rollins' mic work may be his lowest skill level, he has no problem going back and forth verbally with anyone in WWE. Rollins has proven to have the ability to have a great in-ring match with anyone in professional wrestling. Rollins is still under 40 and has a lot more to offer WWE. All right, let's get to the numbers, because there's one thing that I disagree with them on, and we're going to see. In-ring, they got him at a 5. I agree. I'm going straight 5 on Rollins with a 5 in the ring. His promo, they got him at a 4. As long as he's not doing the weird cackling, you know what? Heel Rollins promo is not good. His promo as a babyface or when he's serious as a tweener, really, really, really good. He's developed very well, especially since Phil came back. I'm going to bump Rollins up to a 4.5. Until he starts cackling again, I'm giving him a 4.5 on that. Storytelling, 5. I agree. Charisma, I'm going to give him a 4.5. He's not 100% jumping off the page at me, but I'm going to give him a 4.5. He's almost there. And his look, they got him at a 4.5. I will give his look, I'll give him a 5. Great in-ring presence, like when he's there, like you see, like, yeah, I mean, like current WWE, you see like this is the man. Like, yeah, I mean, you see, like, this is the top guy. He's got the look of today. So they got him at a 23.5. Again, his in-ring at a 5, promo at a 4, storytelling at a 5, charisma at a 5. They got his look at a 4.5, totaling him out at 23.5. I have Rollins at a 24. Again, in-ring 5, promo 4.5, storytelling 5, charisma 4.5, and his look I got at a 5. Got him at 24. Shit. That ties him at the top. And number 1. Yo. I'm going to put it on the screen. Y'all just tell me how y'all feel. Yo, how y'all feel about this right here? What y'all see? How y'all feel about this right here? These. Rhea Ripley at number 1. At 28 years old. And I'm not going to crash out. I'm going to do her numbers. I'm going to do her numbers justice. I'm going to be unbiased. Just going to give it out straight across the board. At 28 years old, Rhea Ripley topping the list of most skilled world champions in the 2020s is a huge win for WWE in their women's division. There's no Cody on this list. Ripley has become one of the most popular stars on the planet. There's no Cody on this list. Ripley's look and charisma jump off the television screen and would pass the infamous WWE airport test. Ripley looks like a star and sticks out in any crowd. Ripley has become such a star in WWE that the company has even allowed her to mix it up with the Mitt. Really? They're going to have to name me one man that put a finger on her. One. They're going to have to name me one man that's even pushed her by mistake. While Ripley occasionally struggles with the flow of her live promo, she's still young enough to shore up that skill as well. Rhea Ripley has established herself as a legitimate superstar, no matter her gender. You know what? Let's just get to the numbers. In ring, they have her at a 5. I'm gonna give her a 4.5. I like her in-ring work, but depending on who it is that she's wrestling, sometimes she could be a little sloppy. Just a little, not much, just a little. Her promo they have at a 4. To me, I'm gonna go with a 3. And she could be so much better. When she lost the title to Io Sky and she did a backstage interview, that backstage interview was a thing of legends. If you guys saw it, if you didn't see it, just seek it out. Seek out Rhea Ripley's backstage interview after she lost that title to Io Sky. It was a thing. It was beautiful. And I listened to that interview and I just said, man, if only she can talk like this in the ring, I'd buy into her 1,000%. She sold me on a new character that we didn't get. Storytelling. What storytelling? They got her at a 5. But I got to drop her down to a below average. I got to drop her to a 2. What storytelling? In ring or out of the ring? What storytelling? What's her story? What's the story behind her character? What's the charisma? 5. They have her as. I'll go with a 5 on charisma. They got her look at a 5. I'll give her a look a 5. And they total her out at 24 out of a possible 25 points. In-ring 5, promo 4, storytelling 5, charisma 5, look 5. I have her in-ring at a 4.5, her promo at a 3, Her storytelling at a 2. I don't know what story they talking about her telling. Her charisma at a 5 and her look at a 5. Totaling Rhea out at 19.5 points. 19.5. So let's put these, well, let's tell the order that they have, and then we're going to rearrange the order and then by the way the numbers that I have, and then we're going to get up out of here. They have Moxley at 10, Bianca at 9. Fucking sacrilege. Ospreay at 8, Charlotte at 7, Roman at 6, sacrilege. Toni Storm at 5, Omega at 4, Becky at 3, Rollins at 2, Rhea at 1. Nasty work. So by way of my points, and for people that are tied, I'm going to arrange them in the order I think that they should be. I have Becky at 10 by a long mile. I have Rhea at 9 with 19.5. I have Ospreay at 8 with 19.5. I'll have Moxley at 7 with 20. Charlotte at 6 with 20. Omega at 22, or Omega at 5 with 22. Toni Storm at 4 with 23.5. Then I'll go Bianca at 3 with 24. I'll go Rollins at 2 with 24. And I'm going Roman at 1 with 24. I'm sorry. That's my order. How you feel about my order? What would your order be? What would your rankings be? What would your numbers be across the board? If you want to give me a different 10, you can give me a different 10. Again, they have to be champions in the 2020s. And yes, you can include Cody on your list if you'd like, because I think that that's wild that he's not on the list. I think it's wild that Goon isn't on the list. If we're going to have Becky on the list, it's nasty work. And yes, my top 3 is Bianca, Rollins, and Roman. Those are my top 3. I'm surprised that Toni Storm is barely behind them. Wow, that blew my mind. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And as we sign out, I'm going to leave you with 2 videos. You could click on one of them to bring you to the next one. Stop skimping out on me. Salute.